All right, brother Jahi. Let me see if I can figure out. Oh, we are live. Let me hush. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of Master the Science of Business, Mind and Money Matters live show. Ramadan Mubarak, Assalamu alaikum.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yes,
Walaikum salam.
we are here in the month of May in our 20th episode, fourth season, and extremely grateful to be bringing to you the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, um, presenting the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. So the guests that we have coming on for the month of May all are in business representing that ministry. This today is international. We have international trade and commerce today. Absolutely phenomenal. And we're so looking forward to sharing with you the science of business understanding as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in Message to the Black Man, that in the original charter of Howard University, where many of us get our business education from, we get them from universities. And in the original charter, they is written that we are never to be taught the science of business or the science of warfare, which the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us is business, and the science of birth control, which we know includes the science of mating. So there is no wonder why we have deficits in these areas where over half of us end up in relationships and divorce, end up birthing children out of wedlock. Many of our children do not have both parents, and there are many deficits that go along with that. So we're hopeful and prayerful that we will somehow encourage a difference where we are increased in our ability scientifically to do business and to be successful utilizing the science of business. And we stand to bring to us information from successful business owners who can share with us not only their successes, but also the pitfalls, that we can avoid those pitfalls and benefit from the wisdom of their success. So we're going to go right into the program, introducing our dear brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad. You know, he likes the C because the C really stands for another name. And maybe he'll share with us, since this is an international program, he'll give us that other middle name from the motherland. And he tells you where that infamous country is. And the motherland, Brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad, the human GPS organizer, personnel organizer, and trainer. He is that fact finder. Yes, he is a researcher, the infamous reader. Sister Sandy coined him the logo file, which means the lover of words. That is our dear brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad, with the Falah worldwide word on the block.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan
We
Kareem.
are back
Walaikum
for
salam.
we're back for another one. Yes, this is Jahi Cephas Muhammad from the
Chinquindo. Brother
Right.
Chinquindo.
We try to act like we don't know.
Don't even go there.
from the motherland of
You talking about
Mississippi.
you talking about
Yeah.
this. Really,
yeah,
Brother
the
Jahi?
the C stands for Cephas. That's right.
Lord have mercy.
That's today, y'all, because I have heard something else on some other days, but
Well,
that's his name today.
y'all remember George was it Joe what's his name? Fred G. Sanford? And
Yes,
the
sir.
G
And the
stood
G
for whatever
stand.
he wanted to,
That's right.
whatever he wanted to that day. Well, business scientists, welcome back. We are here, have a treat for you this afternoon on this beautiful sunny day in Georgia. Um, Starting off, go ahead and jump right into it. You got to get your latest issue of the Final Call newspaper. This is Unbreakable, Unshakable with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Father Flager, Michael Flager of St. Sabina Community Church, Catholic Church in Chicago, where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke a couple of weeks ago. Dynamic articles in here. You must get your copy. We do a podcast and we will resume after Ramadan. The first Thursday after Ramadan, we will resume the podcast of This Week in the Final Call. We put it on hiatus because we do it at different spots like Cafe Ulu and other places, and we like to be able to patronize them while we're there. And with it being Ramadan, it'll be a couple of hours after we do the show that we're able to partake of anything. So we're just going to be respectful and wait till after Ramadan. But you all can please join us at number one program on our YouTube channel, or we will let you know what locations we will be in. So you can come out, get your copy of the Final Call, read it, and come out and share. You need a copy of the Final Call newspaper, you can go to your local mosque, your local Muhammad Mosque. And in Atlanta, it's 3642 Camilton Road, Muhammad Mosque number 15, the Southern Regional Headquarters of the Nation of Islam, under the divine leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can go to Cafe Ulu, which is at 2036 Sylvan Road in Southwest Atlanta. You can get your digital copy as well, finalcalldigital.com. Finalcalldigital.com. Subscribe. It's only like $4.99 a month. If you do about a month, if you do it longer, very nominal cost to get your fee to get your, there it is, get your Final Call online. There's a plethora of other locations. The intersection of Georgia 138 and Highway 85 in Riverdale, Georgia. On that south side of town, you can stop by there every day between 11 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. There's some FOI that are out there delivering this mighty word through the Final Call newspaper. And then we have the Economic Blueprint.org. Economicblueprint.org. We are seeing, brothers and sisters, we are seeing the power of unity in our midst. There's tons of people doing it. As a matter of fact, our guest on tonight, one of our guests tonight, will be talking about a unifying project that he is spearheading that is a tremendous success. But 5 cents a day, 35 cents a week, $1.40 a month, $18.40 a year, $18.20 a year. 16 million of us who have a wage, we put up a nickel a day. That will give us $291,200,000 in a 12-month period of time. And that we can do, what's up, brother? That we can do whatever we want to with it. Buy land, buy land, buy land. Whatever we need to become a viable and sustainable nation. To view us, if you you can view us on YouTube at Mind and Money Matters live show channel. So you go to YouTube and you click in Mind and Money Matters, punch in Mind and Money Matters, and that's where you will find us. You can see a lot of our old shows. You can see our most recent shows. You can see some of our most recent shows on there. Now, word on the street from Fallah Worldwide, real quick. You know, this is to all our entrepreneurs. This is a business-oriented show. And I was thinking about some things today, Sister Sandy, Sister Shireen, of what some tribulations or some things that entrepreneurs go to. We encourage go through. We encourage entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is like a rocket. It's truly a ship that's on the sea. It's gonna go. You're gonna go through your bumps and grinds, your ups and downs, and all of these types of things. So how do you manage that? What are some things that you can do? So I was thinking earlier today about I titled it "Overcoming Entrepreneurial Adversity." Or in other words, overcoming entrepreneurial unpropitious willow. I don't get nothing on that one. Okay. Adversity, unpropitious willa.
I was
Unpropitious.
on mute. I was on mute.
how,
I
how
love
to
that.
overcome how to overcome entrepreneurial unpropitious willa. Now, I got 4 steps that I thought about that I want to share real quick. These Those of you who are entrepreneurs or self-employed, independent contractors, mompreneurs, solopreneurs, sales agents, whatever you want to call yourself, where you're not necessarily punching a clock in a timely fashion every day, but you have to rely on your own resources in order to make something happen. That's what an entrepreneur does. We go through some things. So, how do we overcome that unpropitious will or those adversities that we go through? Number one, the first thing I thought about was in order to overcome, maintain a positive attitude. Learn from your failure. As an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a salesperson, I'm saying all those because I want everyone to get in the mindset. We're just not talking about you can be in various stages or there's several aspects to this entrepreneurial route. Um, but there are going to be failures. That's just part of life. So to
Hmm.
make sure that you stay the course, we have to maintain a positive attitude. And I know I've heard this before. People say, well, that's that positive thinking stuff. Does it work? It doesn't work. Yes, it does work because that's the only thing that gets you across or gets you through when that what you set out to do did not work out like you thought it was going to work out. That would be considered a failure. But we can learn from our failures. So learning from our failures, the trait that I thought about too to help us overcome this is to be maintain enthusiasm. Maintain enthusiasm. Step number 2 of overcoming entrepreneurial unpropitious will is build relationships with others. We got to communicate. We have to communicate. Build relationship with others. Communicate. Have 1 or 2 people in your circle that you can call. That you, when things are getting a little rough, you don't know which way to go. That you can call up and say, look, I need to run some stuff by you. This is not working out quite like I thought it was going to work out, or I'm having this problem, this situation, and have someone that you can honestly talk to, relay your fears to, but just be open with. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of people. 1 or 2 people in your circle, that is a must have for you. When you're able to talk to them and somebody too that allow you to talk it out. A lot of times we just need to talk things out, not necessarily hear someone else give us advice. But if they are able to give advice, that's fine too. But sometimes we just need to be able to bounce some stuff off. So the trait that goes along with that is curiosity as an entrepreneur. Be curious because you're calling on others and say, as Sister Shereen and Sister Sandy say all the time, what can we do to improve this? Or the other thing saying that they have is how does it get any better than this? So when you ask yourself
Yes.
those types of questions, then that helps you to overcome entrepreneurial unpropitious willa. Then another step is to accept adversity as a norm rather than the exception. Accept the adversity. Know that things you're going to have those ebbs and high points and those low points. That is the nature of creating. That's the nature of doing things. So that you and I are not always caught off guard. Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I didn't think that would happen. Know that anything worthwhile, it's going to take trials and tribulations to get to it. And the trait that I thought about for that one is maintain momentum. I heard a preacher say one time, when you're going through something, just keep going. When you're going through something, just keep going. So maintaining momentum, keep doing something every day, all the time to work through whatever that situation is that you're going through. And the last step number 4, is practice resilience by refocusing on your strength. Practice resilience. Resilience is a must-have characteristic that an entrepreneur If you don't have it, you're not going to survive as an entrepreneur, independent contractor, salesperson, whatever title you're going under. You and I must have resilience. I call it the rubber band effect. You have to be able to snap back into place when things are not going, when they didn't happen quite like I thought it was supposed to happen. That I wrote it down because whenever I write a plan down on paper, it's the best plan known to man. Until I began to take those steps toward fulfilling it, then I began to see something like, oh, I didn't calculate that, I didn't think about that, but resilience. So, how do you build your resilience? It takes focus and empathy. Don't be so hard on yourself. So, think about the strengths that you have as you're refocusing that and build upon your strength, not what didn't go right or what's not going right. So, those are words that I put together for today. Overcoming entrepreneurial unpropitious willer from Falah Worldwide. Word on the block. If you want to reach us, please reach out at mtsobe at gmail.com. That's Master the Science of Business Entities at gmail.com. mtsobe at gmail.com. If you have some other things that you would like to add to that, we would definitely love to hear from you, or even just share your some things that you're going through and how you overcome those adversities. And one last point, I would be remiss if I did not mention and give a kudos or shout outs. We need some sound effects, Sister Shireen, hand claps and all that good stuff to Robert F. Smith of Vista Equity Partners. He made it rain yesterday at Morehouse the way it's supposed to rain by saying that he and his family, that's the part I love too. He didn't say I'm doing, he said my family is putting together a grant that will pay off for the class of 2019 at Morehouse, pay off their student loan debt. Now, let's be careful, just with a little caveat here. People have been saying $40 million. It may be that, it may be more. That's a number that the Atlanta Journal Constitution threw out, and they just averaged $100,000 worth of debt for 400 students. That gives you $40 million. So it could be more than that, it could be a little less than that. Regardless, that brother did something spectacular and phenomenal and should be, despite the haters, should be congratulated for that. Because unless you putting up an equal amount of money, you just need to shut the up.
That is
Otherwise,
phenomenal, brother Jaheem. Wow.
absolutely. Class of 2019 Morehouse. Now, but there's also a stipulation. You have to pay it forward. You have to pay, meaning that that blessing that he bestowed upon, he and his family are going to bestow upon them. Now they are able to do that, pass it along, because now they don't have to pay whatever that money is back that they have to pay. So now they can take that and do something more constructive with that money that they were blessed to recoup. So Jahi Cephas Muhammad from Falah Worldwide. Word on the block. It is my honor to bring before you the most enthusiastic. If you need the sample of enthusiasm, just tune in to any of our broadcasts and hear Sister Sandy when she come on board, or check out her Wednesday podcast at 10 o'clock a.m. and you will understand what enthusiasm is from Soul Wisdom International and from Your Life Center, Sister Sandy Buford Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much, Brother Jahi and Sister Shireen, for getting us ready. Oh my God. What's up, Hotep? Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. All of that stuff. Let me share with you all. We are truly blessed here at My Money Matters radio show. We are tremendously blessed because one, we are in Ramadan and we are just as energetic as we normally are, which is a lot because we're Ramadaning through the summer months and we're not gonna miss a beat with you. So as last week and every Monday we've been on the air speaking about Ramadan, we encourage you to join Ramadan with us. It's a sacred month for Muslims, for Christians, for anyone who's wanting to do some reflection about life. We fast from sun up to sundown. If you've never done it, you can just abstain for something that you just really, really, really like, you can abstain from that for 30 days. So join us. Look up, go online. There's a lot of information, positive information about what Ramadan is. Join us in this Ramadan and have transformation. I wanted to talk a little bit about what Brother Jahid just shared with us. Brother Jahid, that is, and I know Sister Shireen gonna do her recap. She did that last week. I was like, whoa, Sister Shireen, when she did that recap for us. I just want to, if I have your permission, Brother Jahi, to just kind of like go just briefly over some of the things that you talked about, and from an emotional, spiritual point, how you are just right on it. We're talking mostly about how you feel about yourself, your business, and those that you interact with. That is really the key. You're wanting to go into business. Everyone is talking about, I want to have my own business. When your attitude is not if, when your attitude is in alignment and you know without a shadow of a doubt that what you are doing is in purpose with what your life is calling you forth with, you will easily go through maintaining a positive attitude, because you know what you'll say? You'll say, you know what? This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Failures, okay, we'll have that. That's one step closer to me achieving my goal. So know that when you are choosing what line you're going to go into with your entrepreneurial endeavors, it will be wise to say that this is in alignment with my purpose of service to all humanity, to the world. To maintain that positive attitude will come easily. Building relationships with others, you're going to want to be around like minds. Accept adversity, you're going to say, you know what, I already know it's going to be like that. So I'm going to move straight through it because this is my purpose. This is what I was made for. Can you feel it in me? I want you to know that this is what you're made for. And then to practice resilience while focusing on your strength. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brother Jahid, for bringing those points out to us. And the last thing that I want to share with you about,
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
yes, sir, praise be to Allah. And then the last thing I want to share with you about is June 9th, we have a Reiki workshop coming up. That is a Reiki workshop. You pay one price and two of you are able to come. So one come and you get to bring a friend. Make sure you go to soulwisdomintl.com and click on events and go ahead and register through Eventbrite for your opportunity to learn about energy and how the energy flow through your body, how you can shift energy in the room. People are like, wait, I can't do that. Oh, you do it all the time. When you walk into the office building with a bad attitude, you've just shifted. If it wasn't a bad attitude already, you've just shifted it. I want to help teach you and help you to understand what I've come to understand. I didn't create this. I've just learned about it and I'm very passionate about it. And to share these techniques with you so that you can shift the energy in your life just like that. All right. So that's all that I wanted to say from
Sister
Soul.
Sandy,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, June 9th is a special day for two people that we have great admiration for.
Yes, sir. Indeed, it is. Share with us who that is.
That's Brother Minister Akbar Muhammad, the international representative of the Nation of Islam, and Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, his birthday, and our very own Shireen Muhammad.
So that would be my gift to you, Sister Shireen. If you hear me talking, I want you to come in. You can receive healing services from the Reiki practitioners that will be there, or you can actually learn.
I will be there.
That is our gift to
I
you.
will
Oh, yes.
be there.
Praise be to Allah. And if you would like, you can bring a guest. That's my
Oh
gift to
wow.
you. Yes, ma'am. You are
Wow.
welcome to come and you're welcome to bring a guest.
That's fancy, y'all.
Praise be to
I don't know how
Allah.
to handle all of that.
Yes, you do. You deserve this. This is
I'm
the
like,
least that
okay.
we can do. This is the least that we can do for the beautiful birth that your beloved mother, Sister Tahira, she is on the line. We thank you, Sister Tahira, for birthing this beautiful queen to us as I bring her forth. Yes, praise be to Allah. As I bring her forth, oh wow, she is the hardest working MGT sister soldier that I know.
Oh
She is
no.
the heart.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
in
like, oof.
Sister Shireen, you got like when you count all your jobs and responsibilities that you do, you have quite a few. And she's always right here expanding us, growing us. Let me share some with y'all as I bring Sister Shireen up. A few weeks ago, We got locked out. We got jail. Brother Jahi, you call it. We got put in jail by Facebook. I guess that's what it's called. By that other
Right.
place. We got
Right.
put in jail. And because Sister Shireen had already gone through most of the training to at least have an understanding on what we need to do to shift gears, just like that, in the beginning of our show, Sister Shireen was like, it don't even matter. We're going over to YouTube. And so now you see how beautiful things are. It is, I'm telling you, when you're talking about entrepreneurship, we are taught in the Nation of Islam, we do for self. We don't have to do by ourselves. And that's what this team represents. Brother Jahi, Sister Shireen, and myself. We represent a team. We represent different facets of a team. And we each have our beautiful aspect of that with what we bring. So we encourage you when you are going into business, don't try to do business by yourself. Do for yourself, but do with like-minded individuals, Brother Jahi. Somewhere you're gonna have to add that into your overcoming entrepreneur, Umpra Pictures Willers, because the Umpra Pictures Willer will get you LAZY, lazy. And when you have partners, they will definitely kick you in gear that you need to be in. And that's what our sister Shireen do. She comes with the energy. She comes with the power. She comes with the psychological intelligence. And she also comes with the critique that we need to make sure we are looking our best. We are performing our best, and we are presenting topics that are so in alignment with what it is that you knew that you need. Welcome to Sister Shireen's classroom. Our beloved Sister Shireen.
Allahu Akbar. Lord have mercy. Y'all work, they working me, y'all. That's all I can say. Brother Jahi coming up with these 4 steps, and I'm just trying to make it happen over here. By Allah's grace and permission. But I wanted to just share with us how excited I am to be meeting with those who are engaging in international trade and commerce, because that is where we want to eventually move to. Now, my lighting is off, so I'm getting all kinds of fuzziness. And since I was developing this presentation that I can't wait to show you all, I wasn't adjusting lighting, but the lighting is absolutely necessary for us to be able to see clearly. So anyways, the recap for Brother Jahi, I'm going to give you that in just a second. I think this will do us a little bit better. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So what Brother Jahi was sharing with us, and Sister Sandy chimed right on in. You would think this was something that was put together in advance, but it wasn't. But just dealing with overcoming adversities, and what Brother Jahi refers to entrepreneurial unpropitious weather, right? And as business owners, we know first and foremost we are salespeople, right? So he said, maintain a positive attitude despite success or failures or disappointments. Build relationships with others. Have 1 or 2 persons in your circle that you can call when you need answers to a burning question or just a listening ear. Accept adversity as a norm, understanding that that's just a part of the business. Like, you go into business, know that you're going to have pitfalls. You're going to have adversity. The wind is not going to always blow in your direction. So be prepared for that. Maintain your momentum, and then practice resilience. That rubber band, he referred to it as the rubber band effect. When things don't work out quite as planned, don't be so hard on yourself. So those are the tips that he shared with us, and I pray that it helps us to take our business to the next level. Just as a reminder, agrichild.com, you know, the Agri Children mission to defend and protect agriculture. You know, our children, many of our children don't have a clue. I don't know about you, but I've been to the grocery store and some of our children are checking us out at the counter and don't have a clue what the vegetables are. You know, they have to look it up on a color chart to know what is a Brussels sprout, what is an asparagus, what is spaghetti squash. So, you know, make sure that we take our children to the store with us as we're shopping and teach them the different names of these vegetables and the benefits of them so that we will decrease the number of children that are having conditions a lot of times due to obesity, you know, or just poor eating habits. You know, they don't have the nutrition to sustain through a regular school day without having to go to the nurse to get a shot of insulin or to get some hypertension medication. Like, we have got to do better as parents. Our children should not be on blood pressure medication. They should not be on insulin. So let's get them back into the earth, get them back accustomed to eating fruits and vegetables. And if you want to learn more about that, agrichild.com. That's agrichild.com. So we are ready to get into our guests. We have Brother Ken is on the line. He is ready for Mr. Communicator Chinquindu Hadwick.
Cecil.
Cecil.
Cypher.
We are honored to have one of our special guests on this evening. This is a brother that I met a little over a year ago. I got the email from an organization I've been involved with for a long time, and there's been talk for years about putting together, you know, a coffee shop or a business that'll be ours. And lo and behold, this brother comes along and he opens it up. He takes the nickels and dimes that the co-op, those members of the co-op had put together, and founded a nice establishment called Cafe Ulu. So, but he has and it's interesting because he has an IT background. He's one of those IT gurus, right? But he saw that this was this was needed in our community. It was time to just stop talking about it and put some things into motion. So now we have Cafe Ulu just celebrated its 1 year anniversary about a month ago, all due to this brother seeing the vision of Baba Hakima and Mama Tamu of African Unity Centers and others who are part of that movement, bringing it into fruition. So please welcome again to Mind and Money Matters live show, our brother Ken Hilliard. Salam alaikum, Ken.
Walaikum salam, my brother. Namaste.
Namaste. Salam alaikum. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all again.
Yes, welcome.
More well rested, which is a result of our co-op working
Yes,
together,
sir.
bringing those ideas, and now we're bringing the work together to bring the idea full circle and to get out of our first 3 to 5 year cycle.
Okay, fantastic. So please give us more information. Give those that are listening more information about Cafe Ulu, ULU, which means us lifting us.
Right. So yeah. So thanks again for inviting me back. So Cafe Ulu is an idea, is an ambitious undertaking that was thought up by the brain trust of Us Lifting Us, the elders of Us Lifting Us, about 10 years ago. They sat and thought about industries and products and what we need in the community, what would be advantageous. And they kind of brought those things together, and they had a couple ideas, but the coffee shop was primarily one of the more forward ideas that they had, more developed ideas. that they were trying to move forward with. And yeah, and like you said earlier, I came along. I had been kind of looking for, oh, not necessarily looking for, but just kind of looking around the African communities, what was going on in Atlanta. You know, my great uncle, you know, the Baba, well, we call him a whole nother name, but Baba Asa Hilliard, my great uncle. And so he kind of gave us a lot of inroads into the things that were in Atlanta and the people and the organizations. And so I started kind of looking more into it, found us, lifting us. They were more of the more forward thinking economic development, because I personally feel that economics is not necessarily where we need to start, but it's going to be a big chunk of what we're going to need to do in order to vertically market as many industries as that we can control, and then bring that success back to our neighborhood and begin to rebuild our culture in so many different ways that we need to right now. So I found them, invested with them, and they had a need for a business plan. I put whatever information I had together and did a lot of research on coffee, visited a lot of coffee shops and coffee roasters, and emailed and read a lot of articles on coffee. And a year later, here we go. And after a couple 80 and 90-hour months, over the last year, then 80 to 90-hour days or weeks over several months. Now I can kind of relax a little bit and step back and kind of get back to other things that I was doing. Like you said, I'm really, really entrenched in the IT, and that was one of the main. Actually, we're talking about trials, triumphs, and challenges. Technology and a lot of the things that go along with it. It can be an advantage. It also can be a disadvantage if you don't understand it well enough. And I applaud Sister Shireen being able to pivot quickly on the YouTube once one door closes.
That's right.
It's already opened up. You just got to be able to access it. And there's no shortage of avenues in this global, digitally connected world we have now. It's literally an innumerable amount of solutions to the problems that we face today. So there are no failures. They're really just challenges, and reset that idea and come back to it and move on. Yeah.
Okay.
So after a year, we're Cafe Ulu is doing very well. It's made inroads in the community, and we're putting together a strong marketing team right now so that we can revamp the menu, communicate to the community well, and begin to expand our borders, hopefully to be able to buy real estate. So we're not leasing, although we do lease from a Black-owned leasing company on the south side of Atlanta, Barrett Simone. But our goal is to own the property, open up a second one. You can't really start to realize huge profits or really break even profits or make a great profit until you really duplicate your locations. You get 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. Now you can begin to really, if you don't leverage yourself too heavily in debt, you can now come back and start to really make money on if you've made it a lean operation that you've opened up and that you run up to this point. So I think we've done nothing but good things ahead. We're looking for Cafe Ulu to do great things in the future.
Wonder, we are as well. When you took on the project of opening up this first venture, how many members were a part of the co-op? And will you explain to those that are listening what is a co-op, and why you all chose that model to go with? What was it then, and how many members of the co-op are there now?
Before, the co-op was probably a little bit in the 450s. It's an international co-op. It's an LLC in Georgia. It's a corporation. So it's a legal entity, and all the documentation and everything is in line. So we had about 450 international. We had brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and Africa, Ireland even. And obviously almost every state within the United States. I believe about 25 states are represented amongst our membership. Now we've crossed the 500 member threshold, And I think Cafe Ulu's been a pretty significant part of that because it's a living, breathing example of this is what we can do. People come in, they're very impressed. We got to thank the sisters of Cafe Ulu and of Us Lifting Us for contributing their design and their color palette knowledge to keep us, with
Right, right. Yes,
colors
sir.
and in the place.
You're right.
So
Their decor, their
exactly
decor
the
expertise.
compliments on our decor and the color makeup. Um, so now we're a little bit over. I think we're probably crossed over to maybe 510, maybe getting close to 525. It's a $50 a year membership fee. Everything can be done online. Once you go to usliftingus.com, you can fill out the membership form. They'll go through a short vetting period. Once you pay your dues, you'll be emailed within 5 to 10 minutes our operating agreement and our bylaws for the co-op. And what a co-op is and why we chose that model is because it overcomes a lot of challenges that we see here in the Black community right now. We have, like I said, we have 90% of Black business are sole proprietors, and they don't have a succession plan. So if you have you have a paint shop or a car repair shop or something like that, then you just got a guy who's working himself to death, and maybe his children don't want to take over that job or take over that industry, but they don't see past that where they don't necessarily have to work in it; they just have to manage it. So that's just a whole other thing. But other than that, it solves the succession plan problem with people being able to come in, back up the business, strengthen the business, and be able to give it energy to move forward. Um, and what the co-op does is it's basically a group model. Everyone who is a member of Ulu is an owner of Cafe Ulu. Once you become a member, you're an owner, as well as if you contribute $1,000 to your equity account, which after your first year, every $50 after your first year goes towards your equity account. But you can accelerate that by making $100 donations or by going ahead with $1,000
Just
at
go
once.
ahead and do the whole $1,000, right?
So do the whole. You can do the whole $1,000 right there at the register at Cafe Ulu.
And partake of the profit
Do
sharing
whatever you
motive.
take
That is
Apple
absolutely
Pay,
beautiful.
all the popular payment methods.
Yes,
And
sir.
so the co-op model solves a lot of problems that the sole proprietor runs into just naturally. Everybody, like you said, everybody wants their own business. Everybody wants to control their own destiny, but they don't think that all the way through. Okay, 20, 30 years from now, okay, I may scrape by, but I may have a 50 or 100 customers that I service on a regular basis. What are those customers going to do? You just going to dump them out, when you decide to either sell the business or fold the business.
Just stop doing it altogether
Yeah,
because you
so
can't find anybody to come in and take it over.
yeah,
Yeah, that is a what's the word I'm looking for? A challenge that we see in our consultation with other businesses because 99.9% of the people that we meet with, Ken, everybody's only thinking about what they can do. And so we try to expand their minds. It's not a you thing, it's a us or we thing.
yeah,
So don't look at it just with what you can do, but look at the business as how you can bring on other people. We're always looking for other people. The publishing arm of AgriChild is looking for illustrators and animators as we speak, and web designers as we speak. So that's how you expand and build a team. And one of the things I like about that I really admire about Cafe Ulu is that not only is it Black owned by co-op, but what 90% of the products that you sell in Cafe Ulu are from small Black manufacturers or small Black businesses that are producing the product. Great products. I know it has to go through a board and all that good stuff. Y'all, anybody just can't walk in off the street and say, "Hey, taste my salmon sandwich." It has to go through an approval process and all those good things. But there's some Black-owned companies. So before we bring our next guest up, who that real estate issue that you talk about, he may be able to help you out with that. But what made you go that route, or what made the directors of the board of Cafe Ulu go that route?
Go the route of
Making
owning
sure
real
that
estate.
the overwhelming majority of the vendors are
Oh
also
yeah. Well,
black
that
owned.
was one of our primary goals to help uplift other brothers and sisters, because we know, like the brother with the Ambrosia Vitality, brother Novak Young, he's got a great product. It's health wise, but 10 times out of 10, he's gonna go in front of Whole Foods or Target or somebody else, and they're just gonna be like, okay, well, they can use the process of over ordering in order to eliminate
Oh
people.
yes, yes,
They'll
yes,
like
yes,
say,
yes.
okay, we need you to supply all of our stores next week, so you're gonna need 1,000,000 units. No person in their right mind knows. Obviously, if you haven't put that
My
thought
my
that.
my kitchen ain't that big.
Yeah. So we bring those brothers and sisters in, and we'll let them use our commercial kitchen. If they don't have a commercial kitchen that they're fixing their product in,
Ah,
and rent our kitchen, and at a very nominal fee. And even we can share in the profit. We can. These are just ideas as a co-op does. We share. We cooperative economics, and so we say it's not necessarily we need to make the money, so we're going to do this. No, we need to share the whole process of the money, how the
mhm.
supply chain, the logistics, the products all work together, marketing, digital, all that all works together. Bring all those black minds together. We got the expertise everywhere. So
Right, right.
all you gotta do is just bring it all together, like you were saying, bring like minds together. Because now we kind of almost have to um, set aside our ideological differences. As black people,
Oh, absolutely, right,
if we
right.
have value differences, that's a whole different thing. But our ideological differences almost need to almost step aside and say, look, these are opportunities that we're missing right now that we need to be taking advantage of. And how can we put our minds and our resources together in order to take advantage? And then if I don't like you and you don't like me, cool. After we made $10 million together, we can go our separate ways. Right? I'm happy.
I
Cool.
think I think we may fall in love there.
Oh man, I love
The
it.
money, the
I
money
love
may
what
show us
you just said.
different
Putting aside those
ideological.
ideological differences, because those are the things that is used against us. The
Yeah,
simple difference. You
yeah.
know, you like red, I like blue. Now we just can't get along. This is what was so lovable about Nipsey Hussle, because he brought the two colors together. Not just those two, but all colors. Like, look, we losing out on being able to save our community by having differences over colors. So we put them all together. Let's all get together. So
Right.
his last album has, collaborations with people from various different communities. That is absolutely phenomenal. And so
Yes, indeed.
I wanted to chime in on that, since you mentioned that, putting aside those differences so that we could do what is necessary to build our communities.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, Brother Ken, I want to, at this time, you're able to stick with us, right? Because we got more questions for you. I want to bring in and introduce Brother Earl Reddix, who is a real estate entrepreneur, real estate um, associate broker. He's into the stocks, everything financial. Brother Earl got that on lock. And also he is the project manager for a plant on the continent in Tanzania. So he and his business partners, whom one of which is Minister Akbar Muhammad, the international representative for the Nation of Islam, and Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, one of his business partners. So they trapeze around the world doing international business. So we want to get Brother Earl in on this conversation. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Earl. Welcome back to Mind and Money Matters live show.
Is he there?
I saw it come up a few seconds ago. There he is. I got to unmute your phone. There you go.
And then turn your
Walaikum
phone.
salam.
Turn your phone. You gotta turn. Yeah, turn it again. Turn it again. Yeah, just go like this. Turn it again. There you go.
There we go. Yes. Sister Shireen, the director, is a stickler for that aspect. She wanted everybody to see the whole piece. Well, Brother Earl, welcome back. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem. Thank you, family. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We are honored to have you back as a guest representing. I never did ask you, but you can mention it. But representing your group, well, that you and Brother Yusuf Muhammad out of Houston and Minister Akbar have, and that you've been traveling, crisscrossing the country, talking about business. That's what you all do. So let me start with the end in mind, Brother Earl. All the way to Tanzania to start to buy a business, really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, my background is real estate and finance. I initially went to the continent with Minister Akbar in 2004 on a trade delegation. And when I went, it really opened up my eyes and ears to the opportunities that Africa has. And ever since I went on that initial trip with Minister Akbar to Ghana, I have been going back and forth. And in 2010, I was blessed. I had some investors that I've been working with through real estate, and they were very interested in investing in Africa. So I went overseas to Tanzania, East Africa, initially for mineral or gold trading, and then actually ended up getting into the mining business. And that's currently what we do now. So we have a mining concession in Tanzania, East Africa. And we also try to encourage African diasporans to get involved with business on the continent, because there's so many opportunities there in many industries in various areas. So we do have a conference coming up as well in Washington, D.C. next month at the African Union building. And that's really what that's about, is just trying to encourage many from the U.S., Black Americans to do business overseas on the continent.
Yes, sir. Now, please give us more information about that conference that you have coming up in Washington, D.C. And I'm gonna throw both of you all in front of the bus. You and Brother Ken. We're working on trying to get at least a sample of what you're going to present, possibly around June the 2nd, if your busy schedules allow. But get a sample here in Atlanta of what you all are going to present in Washington, D.C.
Yes,
pressure,
sir.
pressure.
Yes, sir. Excellent, brother. Well, currently Minister Akbar, Brother Yusuf, who's out of Houston, and myself, we tour with the Small Business Expo, and we do seminars there, basically speaking on doing business in Africa and doing international business, and the vast opportunities that are available for entrepreneurs who want to do business outside of the U.S. This conference that we're hosting will be at the African Union mission in Washington, D.C. And the good thing about this conference is you'll be able to hear about turnkey business opportunities directly from leaders in the public and private sector. So we'll have ambassadors there. We'll have heads of state there, and they'll be speaking on the various countries that they represent in Africa and the Caribbean. And so it's a really good opportunity for those who just want to find out information about what type of business opportunities are available on the continent, in Africa or in the Caribbean. It's really a good opportunity to learn more about what is available and how to invest in those businesses.
Wonderful. And what's the date again, the time and the investment?
Yes, sir. That would be June 19th and June 20th, which is a Wednesday and Thursday. And the website, if anybody's interested, is businessinafricanow.com, businessinafricanow.com, and they'll be able to go on there and see all of the information about the conference. We actually have representatives from Djibouti, Ivory Coast, Namibia. We have Guyana from South America. We have the Bahamas on board, Mauritius, Zimbabwe, Madagascar, Jamaica, and other countries that are representing business opportunities in their countries. and talking about how we can get involved in them.
Wonderful. Now, you know what I thought about, Brother Earl, as you're talking, have you or anyone in your organization, have you all run across the brother Aliko Dangote?
We know a gentleman, actually it's a Black American who's one of his senior advisors.
Is that right? Okay,
So,
for those of y'all who are looking at me like, who is Aliko Dangote? Aliko Dangote is the richest Black man on the face of the planet Earth.
right.
The brother is worth about $20 billion,
Right.
give or take a billion. And, and he's into mining,
That's correct.
concrete, sugar,
Yes.
and there's a couple other industries that he controls. I had the chance to hear him in a
Right.
forum recently. And I mean, the brother, he's a powerful brother.
Yes,
And I
sir.
understand he was educated in the United States.
I
Do you
don't.
know?
I think I want to say in Nigeria he was
Okay.
actually.
He is Nigerian, and
Right.
he was talking about some of the trials and tribulations of doing business with the various countries
Right.
in Africa. So in your travels, how big of a challenge has that been? Do you see it being, and what are some of the solutions that you all are putting forward? And let me say it, preface it by saying I think that this conference that you're putting on, number one, is a big help to at least begin to help us to understand how business is done on the continent.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the question. I think initially, even prior to my trip to Africa, I did have misconceptions based on what's put in the media about Africa. We always hear the picture of famine or poverty or war.
Right.
But when I really went there to see it with my own eyes, there are obstacles, there are challenges, just like in any business. But you can look at the glass as half full or half empty. And these loopholes are really opportunities. And there are a lot of loopholes, a lot of areas that need attention in Africa. But for the entrepreneurial mind, these can be opportunities, such as electricity, for instance. The entire continent of Africa has the equal kilowatt outage of kilowatt power of that of the country of Spain. So it's a big disparity in the power sector. So there's a lot of opportunity for alternative energy, wind, solar. There's also a lot of imports in Africa right now for your fast moving consumer goods and a lot of other products that are actually being imported onto the continent. And that's there's a lot of opportunity in that area for value added solutions because a lot of times Africa, they'll export out raw material, but will not add value to it. So those who are involved in manufacturing, that's a good area to get into because you can actually add value to their raw resources. The continent, is 54 countries. It has over 12 million square miles of land. It has a population of about 1.3 billion. It has over 16% of the world's population. Africa has 3 times the land area and 4 times the population of the US. Walking are some of the brightest minds and innovators, which has over 40 billionaires, over 160,000 millionaires, and one of the fastest growing middle classes. And under that nearly 12 million square miles of land is some of the richest real estate on this planet.
Wow.
6 of the 10 world's fastest growing economies are in Africa.
How many? 6 of the 10?
Of the 10 world's fastest growing economies.
Fastest growing? Wow.
60% of the world's arable land where you can do farming and agriculture are right in Africa. The majority of the world's precious metals and natural resources are in Africa. And so, yet there are obstacles, but there are a lot of opportunities as well for those who, look optimistically about, what the continent has to offer.
Brother Jahi, can I jump in?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
As brother, I didn't want to cut you off, beloved. I want you to finish that statement there.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm finished.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yes. So I just sent my business partners a link that I received. I was doing a workshop and there was an African brother from Ghana that was in my workshop, and he's here for the next 6 months. He's going to work a full-time job for the next 6 months to save his money up because he actually has land over in Ghana. And he's going to be growing crops of moringa over in Ghana and come back to the United States and sell it. He's going to harvest it, he's going to package it, and he's going to travel back here to sell his moringa. Now, I was just amazed as he was sharing with us. And I'm sure you are very aware, Brother Earl, with reference to the, let me get it right, let me make sure, the African Union Ambassador, Mrs. Chinhambori Kuoa. I may
Yes.
be pronouncing her name wrong, right? She's done a video and she's saying she wants all of us to come back home, right?
That's right.
It's phenomenal, Brother Jahi, Sister Shireen. Make sure you all look at that video. And so it's
Yes,
right
ma'am.
in alignment with what Brother Earl is saying. They want us. They say we are the diaspora. We have been misplaced. And it's time for us to be and receive our rightful ownership over in Mother Africa. So I just want to just put that little piece out there because I'm excited about it. I'm
Yes, yes.
tremendously excited about it. And you all are right on point with doing this conference and really giving us the information that we need, because we don't need to be, first of all, what I'm saying, I don't need nobody saying we're going to look at this video and we're going to go over to Africa and take, no, I'm not saying that. You need to go to a conference like Brother Earl is putting on and understand the environment,
Sure.
right? Understand the environment of going. They are asking us to come home, but we need to be properly prepared, Brother Jahi, Sister Shireen,
That's right.
and Brother
That's
Ken.
right.
We need to be properly prepared. So thank you so
I
much,
was
Brother
just thinking
Earl, for
about
doing
putting
this
my
conference.
boots on.
Mm. Put your boots on and going
And
on over there,
and,
Sister Shireen.
and do putting your boots on and
And just go on over there. Why? I mean, what I gotta do?
No,
It's
ma'am.
already in
No,
my DNA.
ma'am. No, ma'am. We need you. We are over 400 years removed from
Oh
motherland. We
wow,
can't
you
go there
right.
like
You
we
make
have
a good
been,
point.
Americanized. We need to get,
I
know,
forgot about the 400 years. Wow, I thought I was
that was
connected. I
all.
have my Kentaclaw. I have everything.
yeah.
Rum.
Yep. But
Yeah.
beautiful statement, sister. Actually, on our trip with Minister Akbar, we visited.
Well, as you say in that, Brother Earl, can you repeat the website again?
Sure, it's businessinafricanow.com. Businessinafricanow.com. And sister, that's beautiful what you shared with us. When on our last trip to Ghana, we visited a moringa farm when we were in outside of Accra with Minister
Mm.
Samima, and we visited a huge moringa farm that's being run by some of the Hebrew Israelite brothers out there, and they do the same thing where they package and they sell it right here in the U.S. And
Mm-hmm.
had an excellent meeting with Ambassador Quao in Washington D.C., and she'll actually be part of the program.
Yay! She is a phenomenal. Just for me following her and doing a little research on what she's doing, she's making a power move.
She is.
A power move.
She's actually creating a database of African diasporans and getting a list to submit this to the African Union because there's a big contribution that we can make, even if it's not monetarily, but just what we've acquired in terms of knowledge, our professional skills that we have in engineering, in the medical field, and education, to be able to provide this skill set to Africa. So she's actually creating a database of African diasporans.
I want to be in that database. What do we need to do? And any of our listeners who's interested, we want to be included in that database. These professionals, the professionals, everybody on this show is a professional. So we definitely want to be included in that.
I want to be at this event.
Yes, ma'am. Please do. Please do. It's business and
How y'all doing?
I encourage you to come out there and you can network with Ambassador Quao will be there. And on top of that, you'll have a lot of ambassadors representing various countries in Africa and the Caribbean, and you can talk directly to them. We'll talk about how to do business on the African and Caribbean landscape. what turnkey business opportunities are presently available for investment, how to trade.
Wow, this is amazing.
Now,
This is
how much is this? How much is this conference?
I think that full registration $99. That's it.
That's it. It's only $99. Covers the entire.
Oh my God! You know, every conference I go to in DC start at $6.99.
So
That's just
phenomenal.
start at $99, brothers and sisters. You must go. What's their website again? Business in Africa Now. Businessinafricanow.com. If you're a serious entrepreneur, and I got some spots you need somewhere to where to stay, just hit us up 404-438-3156. We have some recommendations for you, so you don't have to spend a whole lot of money if that is you know, an issue with you. But $99 to attend this powerful conference. It's the 19th. Yeah, I need to check my calendar. I'm
Yes, brother Johnny, Sister Shereen, we need to make that happen for real.
Yes.
Happen.
Yes.
And see, you know, one of the things too that they do here on Mind and Money Matters live show, that they bring on, I'm speaking in third person, they bring on guests who don't just talk about what they do, they know people. You got Brother Earl and Brother Akbar and Brother Yusuf that's rubbing elbows with leaders of countries, ambassadors,
did you see
presidents.
Did you see who the moderators are? Did you see?
Yes. That's strong.
Yes. I have got to be there.
Madagascar. That's on the other side of Africa. That's over in the Indian Ocean? On the other side. So wow. And they're coming to Washington, D.C. to be a part of this event. That is absolutely phenomenal. Man. Thank you. Brother Ken, you any questions for Brother Earl? Any comments about doing business in Africa? Can we hear Ken?
Yeah, let me unmute myself. No.
Yeah, there you go. He had muted himself.
It's very low, Ken.
Nothing comes to mind right now.
Okay.
I know about. I was just watching a show the other day. It's a Business in Africa, and they were kind of highlighting the industrialization and how they're trying to really expand the ports in Nigeria so that they can probably bring about more industrial change. So we know the brothers over there, and like you said, and well, I'm sorry, like Sister Sandy was saying, we need to know. We're 400 years removed. We don't know. We need to. We're Europeanized, so we need to.
Right.
We got to get our accent back.
Yeah.
See, Sister Shireen is a classic entertainer, personality. What's that called? Socializer personality. So she just show up. She'll learn as she go along.
Put my boots on.
She has to put the boots on. I'm here now. What? Yes, fantastic. So, Brother Earl, the question I have for you is, your portfolio, you stock, financial analyst, financial advisor, doing stocks, got your Series 7 license, then you're into real estate. So, see, Brother Earl is the kind of person I see that we definitely need to have in our circle because his portfolio is fat. He got stocks, bonds, precious metals, real estate. How can you go wrong? So, Brother Earl, what was your thinking in taking those different routes?
Well, you know, I've seen every one of those routes as an opportunity to learn, you know, to information, to acquire knowledge, you know, really just looking at the big picture, you know, and just being there with Minister Akbar and learning from them and going into these different countries. It's like we can use our skill sets that we have and that we've acquired here in these developing countries, you know. So it's really a wide open field, and they really have a natural affinity for us, and so I really just look at it as an opportunity to use a lot of these skill sets in Africa and the Caribbean where it's greatly needed, you know. So that's really our focus now and our passion is connecting with Africa, with the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
bringing investors over there, because the U.S. market, you just kind of take a casual look at it, you can see with what Trump is doing with China and with the tariffs, and you can kind of see that the economy is saturated, and the GDP, the growth rate of the U.S. is
Right.
slow down. So when you look at opportunities and look at these fast growing regions that are growing in the high single digits and some of them in the double digits, just think about harnessing that growth rate, and getting on to that, and jumping into business opportunities that are producing that type of yield. And so, if you really looking for tremendous growth and good yield and good opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
Africa is where it is.
Okay. Yes, and everybody else is looking at it too. You mentioned the Chinese. The Chinese, they saw the opportunity. The East Indians, they seen the opportunity for years. Who else has invaded? Of course, the Dutch. They saw it long, long time ago.
Right.
Although some of the Netherlands, so they saw it. Now we see it, but I think that lack of information or lack of knowledge on how to actually do it. So again, we commend you all for that. And for those that are listening too, Minister Akbar is one of the hardest working brothers. And he's up early in the morning doing the Ramadan prayer line, which is a phenomenal. And hopefully by the end of the show, Sister Shireen can put that number up. So those of you who are not familiar with it, you can tune in. It's a phenomenal prayer call that's done every morning from 5 o'clock to about 5:30. Minister Akbar is one of the moderators of it, and I know he's probably shutting it down right now. So, but we're definitely looking forward to having him on the show and doing some things with him here in the Atlanta area in the very, 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 very near future. But what I want to say to those who may not be familiar with the works of Minister Akbar, of the 100, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Earl, I think it's 192 countries that are recognized by the UN, 192 countries on the planet recognized by the UN. Minister Akbar has traveled to 144 of those 192 countries.
Yes, sir.
On the planet Earth.
Yes,
and has relationships with key figures there, not just go and hang out at the hotel and go to the beach. Not that he don't do those types of things, but he's meeting with the heads of state in all of these locations. So he has relationships with these people. So this event that's coming up, those of you who are truly interested and serious about expanding your business and doing business on the continent individually, but we're looking at collaboratively, you definitely want to be at that conference on June the 19th and June 20th in Washington, D.C. So make sure you go to businessinafricanow.com, businessinafricanow.com. So of all the ventures that you are part of, Brother Earl, where does the real estate piece rank with you as far as the love or the passion of what you do?
Well, it's greatly needed. I love just tangible investments, and real estate is fundamental. So it's definitely necessary. I've been doing real estate since 2003. Started out in Nevada, and so I'm licensed in Nevada and also licensed here in Georgia as well now. But real estate is important, so I continue to do that. And I think home ownership and owning land is very important.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely, it's a big part of what I do as well.
Wonderful.
I just wanted to touch on what you mentioned about how the Chinese are in Africa, and the history. There's been a long scramble for Africa. We can go all the way back to the Punic Wars when Rome invaded Carthage, which is really North Africa. You can take it back to the transatlantic slave trade, where they stole human and natural resources. Then you take it up to the Berlin Conference, where you had Belgium and France and the British countries, that they actually divided and carved up Africa and colonized Africa. And this really represented the largest wealth shift in history, when they took our natural and human resources. And even now, there's a new scramble for Africa. And so you have India in there, you have Chinese in there, you have a lot of Western countries that are in Africa now that are inking land investment deals, you know, as we speak, and they're heavy in Africa, East, West Africa, South Africa. So if we're not going to do it, somebody is going to get involved, and they are getting involved in Africa. So it's really up to us to be active, because we have just as much of a right to be involved in Africa and doing business there. And you know, there's a natural affinity that our brothers and sisters on the continent have for us. But you have a lot of companies. You have Chevron in Africa, Exxon, Shell, Firestone in Liberia. You have BP. So there's a lot of countries that are heavy in Africa.
Hey, bro, Rick, Earl, I got a quick question for you though.
Sure, go ahead.
The African stock market. Are you an investor in the African stock market, and what are your feelings about that? Or would you recommend maybe waiting till it gets a little bit more well established and secure, and just develop or invest in individual business opportunities in Africa as
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, actually, about half of the countries in Africa, is about 54 countries on the continent, but about half of them have stock markets. Some of them are not as developed as others. I think South Africa, Egypt have some very, you know, robust, very developed stock markets. We're actually looking at putting together a fund, African Diaspora Fund, we're calling it, in Africa, and we're working with attorneys there now to set up a fund, which is still several months out. But I'll definitely share some information with you on that as well. But we're actually looking to put up a fund on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Yes, sir.
Very interesting. Oh yeah,
definitely a good opportunity for investment in the stock market. I think is a good, wise decision. And you can, but I would always suggest just doing your research there. And they do have investment promotion centers. Like for instance, in Ghana, they have the Ghana Investment Promotion Center that is actually set up for foreign investors because they're trying to increase their foreign direct investment. So a lot of the countries have what they call investment promotion centers. And it's a one-stop shop for the foreign investors where they can get a lot of information on stocks, types of stocks they have, term business projects, and in any type of industry that you specialize in, like IT, huge there. So there, you know, you can get a lot of information from these investment promotion centers.
Great, thanks.
Man, that is phenomenal. Wow, thank you for that. Thank you for that question, Ken, because I didn't have no clue. So thank you for bringing that up, brother Earl. You know, you got your business in Nevada and you have your business here in Georgia. So for those who are in either one of those states and they want to do business with you, how do they get a hold of you? And do you have anything that you want to promote? A house that you got for sale, like a 5,000 square feet, single story, 5-bedroom for about 100,000?
Well, yeah. Well, we'll talk offline, my brother. I do have a website, red-homes.com. REDD-homes.com. And that's a website where you can look at the different listings that we have.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Or you can go to actually myatlantahouse.com.
myatlantahouse.com. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So those of you who are watching, who are in the market, you do residential, any commercial, any, both?
Yeah, residential and commercial. That's right.
Residential and commercial. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Sister Shireen, any questions as we close out? Sister Sandy?
Phenomenal show. Thank you all so much for being on the show. And we do have a question from one of our Facebook Live listeners, and that was for Brother Ken. They wanted you to explain just a little bit about what does it mean to be a international co-op?
Okay.
Basically, where anyone from anywhere in the world can join.
Speak up a little bit, Brother Ken.
Let me get my volumes up. Okay. That better? Okay. So
I'll just put it forward.
okay. All right. But international just allows anyone from any border to join. It's an LLC corporate structure, which allows us to accept members that are not U.S. citizens. And obviously, any payouts that we make should be reported to your local or whatever governing body oversees your taxes in your area. But just as an international co-op, we can market internationally. We can buy property internationally. We intend to expand Cafe Ulu to an international model once we're well established in the United States. So just being an international co-op allows us to allow everyone in the diaspora to participate, because we realize Brazil has the largest African population outside of Africa, and we have lots of brothers and sisters in Caribbean who are like-minded and entrepreneurial and just enterprising. So we want to be able to lock arms with everybody we can. So that's why we chose the LLC, and we can then be international.
Beautiful. At another, I'm gonna, and I know my business partners would be in agreement of this. At another time, Brother Ken, would you please come back online and share with us how to set your business up as an international corporation?
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed you, Brother Earl, Brother Ken, Sister Shireen, Brother Jahi. Phenomenal show. Thank you all so much.
Nice to meet you, Brother Earl, and thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you, sister.
So, just to recap us, of course, there's Cafe Ulu. And Brother Jahi, please give that address again. But you are looking at the
Cafe Ulu, 2036 Sylvan Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. Right there at the intersection of Sylvan Road and Arthur Langford Parkway, Georgia, 166.
Excellent. And just go to cafeulu.com. And then, oh my goodness, I can't wait for this. Doing business in Africa now. Well, actually, is it business in Africa now? Business.
Yes, the website is businessinafricanow.com.
Right. Businessinafricanow.com. Businessinafricanow.com. June 19th through the 20th. That is about exactly a month away. So you have plenty of time to get your things in order to be there. And it's only $99. Like, that is absolutely phenomenal. And then we have myatlantahouse.com. Is this the same website as the other one, red-homes.com?
Yes, it is.
Okay, excellent. So myatlantahouse.com is right here. And here are some listings of some beautiful homes for those who are interested in buying or selling. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
That is correct. Buying or selling. And he even have the sold up there, and he sold a couple of homes recently. Okay, praise his name. That was just the other day. Yes, absolutely. And then what else do I have? For, I guess I have to stop to go to the recap for tonight. So this is, we had to, I forgot to change this, but we all salespeople, because I wanted to put here what, this is overcoming adversities, right? So I think I will still do that, because I know that overcoming entrepreneur unpropitious weather, we might not know what that is. So it's just overcoming adversities is basically what that is. But Brother Jahi, the lover of words, the logophile, he came up with the entrepreneurial unpropitious willer. You know, those are those things that get in the way of your willpower, right? You know, you say, I have the will to make something happen, and it just, you know, adversity gets in the way. Fears is the number one, as Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, our fears and our ignorance, right? And Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been blowing the trumpet, you know, expounding on these teachings. So we want to be able to overcome that. And Brother Jahees shared with us today 4 simple, easy steps to overcoming adversity or the unpropitious willer. Maintain a positive attitude despite your success or failures or disappointments, right? You want to maintain a positive attitude, build a relationship with others, have 1 or 2 persons in your circle that you can call on when you need answers to a burning question or just a listening ear. As he said, you sometimes you just need to talk it out. You know, accept adversity as a norm. It's going to happen. It's just is. It's like breathing. It's like the rain will come one day, right? Those are the things he said, and also practice resilience. You want to practice resilience. He called it the Jahi rubber band effect. You know, he said, when things don't work out quite as you planned, don't be so hard on yourself. Just keep it moving. And then Sister Sandy gave her supports to Brother Jahi's 4 steps to overcoming adversity. And she talked about how these things will help you move through those 4 steps. Be in alignment with your purpose. You know, that's like just fall in love with what you do, because you're doing it because that's the reason why you're here. You know, it's very easy, even though, you know, like right now I'm super tired. Like it's Ramadan. I still have about an hour to go. All praises due to Allah, and inshallah, I can get a good amount of hours of sleep. Ramadan has been 3 to 4 hours. So it's a bit exhausting. But anyways, be in alignment with your purpose. She says, choose the career or business that is in alignment with your purpose, you know, and shift the energy in your life. Did I say that right, Sister Sandy?
Yes, ma'am, indeed you did. Beautiful.
All praises due to Allah. And then we have my focus on the children's supports. You know, let's get our children back to eating natural foods from the earth. You know, we talked about how children just, you know, a lot of them don't know how to identify various vegetables, and that is alarming and also disturbing. We must teach our children how to identify various foods so they can get themselves back into great shape, get them into exercising, physical exercise, and gardening is a good exercise. You know, and they love to run around outside. They still children. Let's get them off of those iPads and get them into putting their hands in the earth and get them back to enjoying reading and learning about healthy lifestyles. So when it's time for them to make decisions, they will make the decisions that will lead to a healthy life. Until next time, we thank you for tuning in to Sister Shireen's classroom, otherwise known as Mind and Money Matters live show, and also remind you to visit dmodest.com. as dmodest.com. Brothers, gift your the sister in your life a garment from dmodest.com. She will absolutely love it and be ready to be fit for life. It is 7:33. How exciting. Well, praises due to we needed Ramadan to be on time, y'all. And then not any other parting words, we can sign off. Are we good?
We good.
Listen, like, comment, share, subscribe. Listen, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you all. Thank you, Brother Ken. Thank you, Brother Earl, for that valuable information you shared. We really appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa
Wa
alaikum
alaikum
salam.
salam.